Congratulations.
Thank you.
Corey's pregnant.
What?
Time
Not
to rock
Alexis,
out.
you.
Time to rock out with our cocks out.
Yeah.
Well, once again, welcome back for another exciting conclusion to Storm King's Thunder. I don't know. I'm just
Conclusion.
This is the
We're done after
conclusion?
this. You found the Storm King,
Uh,
and there was a storm. Congratulations.
They got another deck of many things, a good draw, and well, they wish the world is perfect. No, but since last time, as a quick refresher, you guys were working your way from Fireshear towards Everland in the pursuit of knowledge about what is going on with giants. You had made a pit stop down in Fireshear after learning that there was a possibility of griffins and or riding them. Led to an encounter with some frost giants and their great ships. After some harrowing events and Kaz dying a couple times, you were able to defeat said frost giants and continue your trek towards Everland. On your way there, you had found a series of great ships from various other frost giant raiding parties that had disembarked in various locations and or cities, hopefully to apparently raid for various things. Continuing your quest eastward, you ran across a gnome that was apparently trapped on a flying contraption over the city of Luskin.
I forgot about that.
After helping him come to the ground, inquiring in Luskin about the dancing wave ship and whether or not it had been present at all in the recent past, you had learned nothing. You continued your trek eastward, bedding down for the evening along the riverbed, finding a well-crafted child's toy boat. Kaz doing shady Kaz things. Inevitably led you guys on the quest to help the locals find a missing child. While pursuing this missing child, you came across a hag's hut that apparently had the child stuffed into a chest, thankfully not dead or dismembered yet. After dispatching of the hag and returning to the child's home, you handed off the child and were about to start your day of travel if you so see fit. You are a little past mid-morning at this point, so if there's anything you would like to do before departing from this family, besides giving them the gold and basically starting a cult, go for it.
Oh, so we all that stuff happened this morning, right? We haven't had a long rest since the encounter with the hag.
No, you have not.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it was at the tail end of the watch. You all got woken up for it, and then basically spent the morning questing for a missing child.
Okay.
Questing. Because you shortened your day's travel by stopping in Luskin to inquire about the dancing wave.
Right.
And inevitably some random local getting shot in the ass with a crossbow.
I don't know anything about that. Okay. Well, I suppose we should probably get moving again.
Yep.
We've got a
You are...
long way to go.
Alright, so you all group back up with your griffins. Is there anything on this map that spikes your interest before I assume you continue a straight shot towards Everland?
Do we want to sidetrack to Mirabar, or do we want to try to do that, say, maybe on the way back? Because there was something about other items.
Potentially like cool weapons.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
potentially magic weapons in Mirabar or Fire Shear, and there were not in Fire Shear, at least not that we found out about.
No.
So, I mean, I don't care if we don't want to take the chance now. That's fine.
How much do we know how much that would add to our travel?
Well, you can go approximately 64 miles a day. So that would add about 2 days to get there. And then you're looking at probably another 6 to get to Everland.
How does that compare to just going straight to Everland? It just adds, what, 2.5, 3 days? I don't remember
Yeah.
how many days. Okay. Um, how much are we being charged a day again for the Griffins?
It was 200 up front, except for Kaz, who got charged 300. And it was, if I'm not mistaken, 25, but don't quote me on that. Give me a quick moment.
I don't know how much money you guys have, but I don't know if we can afford an extra 3 days.
So it's like 40 more miles, give or take.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So that would only be about an extra day.
because it's basically 140 miles there and 370. So, like 510.
Okay.
Yeah, so 50 miles ish,
Mhm.
because that does seem to match.
So maybe a day and a half altogether.
Yeah,
2
25
days
gold
if we push
person
it.
per day.
Okay. Um,
Let me look at the gold reserves.
Well, we can always just do it on the way back if some good fortune may come our way.
right, yeah, I certainly wouldn't be able to afford anything of value. The drawback
Yeah,
of me never having asked for my share.
Well, and if we're spending that much on the ride, that's going to deplete the reserves to be able to afford anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll keep
And
it in
that
mind
is,
though. I'm sure we won't be done with the Frozen North anytime soon.
if I'm not mistaken, you guys struck a deal where it was only 20 gold per person per day of travel.
I think I'm free, but
Yeah,
either way,
for other services rendered.
Right. Yeah.
companionship.
Wasn't exactly free, but
It'll stay with him forever.
Because the syphilis.
Am I rolling for the clap? Do we have any
All right.
else yet?
So it sounds like straight to Everland is our best bet right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, so today you will probably only get, would that be 48 miles traveled? So you're looking at somewhere on the other side of this wood,
What's the normal pace?
64.
64.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be like right about. It helps to ping if you're not on the. Be like right about here.
About
Yep.
there.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, right above the G in Morgar's Mound.
that's a good reference point.
You know, most people say things like all in a day's worth. We literally tracked down and saved a child in a morning.
Luckily, everything was close.
Kaz's mind spike was really awesome.
Yes, that was pretty sick.
I was going to send a video from the movie Scanners on somebody's head blowing up, but my dinosaur internet skills took over and I couldn't get it figured out. So you just have to kind of imagine that one, I guess.
For future reference, if you're in Discord, like in the chat, where it's like the little smiley face in the texting area, you can bring up emojis and GIFs, and you can search for GIFs in there on the mobile app.
The smiley face on the left
On
at the
the
very top.
So like
Oh, I see it. No, I see it. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And then on the computer, there's actually just a button that says GIF, and you can search for that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we would like to discuss before heading on?
No.
I am okay.
No, let's go. Wheels up.
Wheels up.
I'm apparently on the GM layer.
Is it supposed to have wheels?
I believe that's a aerospace term, or aeronautics anyway.
Why is it called aeronautics if one's flying and one's sailing? It's two totally
Because
different mediums.
they're still considered a ship,
Air,
an airship versus a water ship.
This is a very strange ship we're on. Then it has verb.
why don't they?
Attitude.
How come land is the only place they're not ships?
Because then it just becomes a temporary building.
A mobile home?
People live on boats.
When does a boat stop being a boat and start being a house?
When you get cable,
If a boat goes over a waterfall, is it briefly an airplane?
What's an airplane? So, as you all have your existential crisis throughout the day discussing the semantics of airships, you find a relatively flat spot. I just heard somebody join.
No, that was me. I just fired up Groovy.
Ah. Yeah, I just heard something boop at me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, sorry, that was Groovy entering the chat.
nobody ever left the chat.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that godforsaken thing.
No
That
worries.
horrible user interface.
It's still
But,
better than the alternatives.
It is workable. Yeah.
You find a relatively flat and calm spot to land for the evening.
Cool.
We shall switch over for shits and giggles, because I like maps. Right now, you guys are in the bottom right-hand corner. I just figured like a good place to plop you.
Sure.
You're
Okay.
welcome to determine a location of your choosing on here if you want, or leave yourselves where you see fit.
Is that our campfire?
That's just the fireball that we use for AoE stuff.
Yeah, it's just a piece of template on there.
You can have it be your campfire if you so choose. All players are able to move it.
Well, I think we should camp away from the trail.
We can go like
It can be a trail, it can be a dry riverbed, it is whatever you guys see fit, unless I say otherwise.
We'll build the campfire ball.
If it is an arroyo, let's avoid that too.
everyone gather closely around the campfire ball. So I'll take first watch. I'm gonna move kind of a little bit away from the fire so that it still is like giving some light and warmth, but not so close that it's like making it so I can't see. You know how light sources do that when you don't have dark vision.
And regrettably, Ogilvy and Coco have drifted off again.
I got an 18 for my perception check for first watch.
All right. Well, let's sort out who's taking what watch first. So we got Kaz and Bearfane and Deshar remaining.
I will take my second as usual.
All right.
I'll do third.
Oof. I think I fell asleep. I got well, actually, I forgot my modifier.
It's been a minute.
That changes that 1 to a 4. So still not good.
Bearfane got a 4.
Too much topography.
All right, Danvers. You are keeping your distance away from the campfire fireball. It's a bit of a mouthful to say. It's a relatively calm night. Seems like being on the edge of this forest and butted up against some hills off to the east a little bit. Kind of seems like a relatively calm place to hunt. It seems like the beasts from the forest and the beasts from the hills just kind of maintain this space as neutral ground. So nothing really strikes out at you. You hear the various denizens of the evening and insects chittering away, but nothing jumps out at you for the evening. Barafane, on the other hand, something about this place just has you at ease. It might be the relative calm for it, but it's a little hard to focus in this kind of weird middle neutral ground that doesn't seem to have much besides the prey creatures living in it. It's a little bit of an odd space to be in for you. You're used to the, fight or flight, hearing various animals hunting. It's very heavily inundated with prey creatures that have no regards for their own safety, and it's a little off-putting. You have a couple rabbits come up to you, a couple night rodents come by you, but they don't have that inane fear in them, and it's just a little distracting and off-putting. But nothing of interest happens beyond that.
Okay.
Kaz, you're taking third?
Yep.
Okay. Roll for me.
Do it in the Raven.
Right.
That's a 9.
Okay. As you hand off with Barafane, you can tell he's a little uneasy in talking to him. You find out that he's been accosted by rodents all evening for no other reason than because they are curious. Your Raven, albeit a fey creature, still has occasionally those primordial instincts of hunting. Swoops after these, and then you rein it back in, and it makes it a little difficult to maintain your watch for the evening, but all in all said, with a little persuasion of your familiar, a little reminder of, no, you need to do what I say, he comes back together, and nothing really catches your Raven's glimpse as you fly around for the evening. Then we'll see what Deshara gets. She didn't do much better than you guys, on average. Her watch passes without incident. She rouses you all in the morning. She's been preparing a simple breakfast of, various dried meats, and, some hardtack and gruel, and has tended to the griffins once more, and is looking you all over and goes, well, whenever you're all ready, we are good to fly for the morning.
I'm going to portent.
All right.
Oh boy, I'll run up on them. 3 and 13.
Okay. If there is nothing else you all would like to do for the morning,
I am all set.
I don't think so.
Without incident, since you guys have been traveling and doing some things, you're not going to have to make animal handling checks to get your birds off the ground. Unless you want some flavor added in, then you are more than welcome to. So, your griffins, without incident, are going to take flight then. You all continue to move your trek eastward. Switch you guys back over. So, from your current position, still making that beeline for Everland, I take it?
Yep. The line.
Right. Let's see about how far you guys are gonna make it today.
Be in the crags. Oh, just past. Nice.
Yeah, you're right on the edge of them. That's where you guys are gonna be. You guys are basically gonna land right about there, a little ways away from Morger's Hold. Let me see if I have anything on that in here. Before, because I'm sure you guys would be able to get a view on it.
Sure.
Yep, you would. All right.
I actually have no idea what Morger's Mound is.
Yeah.
It's like a hill.
Old wooden ship.
So what you guys see as you fly near the perimeter of it is a mound. It is shaped like a crude, long-necked, wingless dragon. There are some stones sticking out of the very top of the mound, and it looks like there may have been possible excavations at it at some point or another. As you look over this, you all make note that enormous cairns encircle the mound out to the range of about a quarter mile. Beneath them, something lies, but you aren't able to exactly get eyes on it off a quick glimpse. If any of you are interested in pursuing that venue further, you are welcome to make a perception check.
So wait, you said they were cairns, like small.
Rock
Birds.
cairns?
No, like enormous vultures.
Oh,
Oh. I have not-
Carrion birds.
Okay. I heard what Corey heard, I think.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking
this
like a
isn't
gator.
written the best.
You said it looks like there's something underneath the birds.
Yes, there is at a quarter mile or so, give or take, from this mound that you first caught sight of, you make note that there are enormous carrion birds that are out about a quarter mile encircling, and there's something underneath them that, with the way the birds are moving and shifting and causing shadows, it's hard to exactly get an eye on it at a quick glimpse. If you want to pursue that venture further, you are welcome to make a perception check.
I would like to get a little better eye.
All right. Are you
Yeah.
going to use your Raven or otherwise?
As we approach, I'll just have the Raven go, because he can go a little lower than us without being as noticeable. So 14.
Okay. Anybody else?
I got a 13.
Danvers, any interest?
I do not wish to attempt to upset the carrion birds. No.
All right. Bearfane, you make note in glimpsing over this and spending some time to focus in on these things that are existing beneath these birds and discerning through the shadows. That I may have a brain fart here. I just want to check something. I may be. Okay. You make note that there are these large pile of rocks that seem to be laid out, and that there is some kind of a humanoid form laying on top of them. It is hard to discern exactly what the humanoid form is, but it seems like these carrion birds are focused in on what these piles of rocks and humanoid forms are, and are occasionally swooping down, ripping off pieces of flesh, and returning to flight. Kaz, on the other hand, you make note that these are what appear to be a burial site for a barbarian tribe. You make note that they're covered in furs and bones and various stones of crude make, but effective. They have weapons with them and armor, and it seems like they were placed with reverence there, and that this is possibly a burial ritual for them, not unsimilar to the Tibetan sky burials, where they let these birds carry off the remains of their deceased to, the celestial plane of their choosing.
I just determined that there's obviously nothing we can do to help this individual, so I want to just continue on.
Yeah.
All right. So you are all more than welcome to continue traveling for your day.
Well, like
as
the
you
whole
guys
like,
are
mile past it that we get.
yeah. Before you guys come to a rest for the evening, can I get another perception check from anybody who is interested?
Dirty 20.
Good God.
I got a
Alright.
4 because it was natural 1.
4, natural 1.
Jeez.
Wasn't
Yeah, I
paying-
know that dice went to jail.
I was thinking about those birds.
All right. We'll see if she makes note of it. Not as quickly as Danvers would. All right, Danvers. You make note as you guys are beginning to look for a place to rest for the evening that there seems to be a localized darkening in the sky ahead of you guys. It doesn't seem as it is large creatures. It doesn't. It's kind of it's a moving, massless, shapeless kind of form that you catch eyes of in front of you guys.
Like a storm cloud.
No, it doesn't look like a storm cloud. It almost looks like the best way I can describe it is snow on a television.
Coming towards us?
Yes, coming towards you guys.
That's a little terrifying.
Television snow is coming at us?
Essentially, it seems like it's a decent way off, as you can perceive it.
Is there anywhere nearby that seems to be like more sheltered at all, or someplace that we could like take shelter, like a large stone or something that we could make camp up against?
There's the mound.
Make a perception check for me.
Yeah, this is rope.
This one's just a 9.
Off the top of your head, perusing around, looking for something to take cover under. From this distance, you're not really finding anything.
I can give us an hour of shelter.
Yeah, but what about the griffins?
They're outdoor
No.
creatures.
They could take to the sky and fly around it. For all intents and purposes.
How large did you say this thing was?
From what you can tell from the distance, I mean, it looks like it's, still a couple hundreds of yards off, and it's about the size of probably a basketball from what you can tell looking at it real quick.
Oh, okay. I thought this might be like some sort of like crazy storm coming at us.
As you are working on determining what this is, Dan, you will be intimately familiar with this. You all get sandblasted by a horde of insects. You guys just drove your griffins through a cloud of insects that are mating. So you are very uncomfortably covered by insect parts, buffeted by the impacts, taking no damage. Kind of that quick snap and a sting of when they impact you, but this is just wrong.
Ew. Gnat jizz.
Pretty much.
I'll still never forget like the feeling of getting hit in the head with a grasshopper while on a motorcycle. Might as well be a small stone.
Yeah. That's essentially what you guys are going through at the moment. Just nothing fun is coming out of this. Other than that, you guys don't find much of interest as you continue your travels. You take it you guys are going to be looking for some place to bed down for the evening?
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Alright, just give me a quick moment. As I want to just do something real fast, because why the fuck not? If I am given the chance. I lost my thingamajig. Oop. Alright, there. Well, oh jeez. There we go. All right, now we'll kick you guys back over to the map player. There we go. So this is what you guys essentially come down onto is there's, a couple rocky outcliffs, various things. Some additional cover if you guys so seek it for the evening. As you are coming in for a landing, you all do make note that there seems to be a kind of chill in the air, that it seems like that mating swarm may have been fleeing from a storm front coming in. So there is a chance for rain this evening.
Well, tents.
We do have tents, probably.
I have crag cat pelts.
Oh, we do not have a tent, actually. What we could do is build our fire closer to the wall of this cliff or whatever, so that we could make it bigger to account for the rain or whatever, so that it doesn't take it out without it being necessarily more visible to other creatures.
Sure. Like that?
Yeah.
So if that is what you all would like to do, you are more than welcome to. Awesome.
I'll how tall is like this like cliff? Like would it take like a long time to walk to the top of it?
No, it's just kind of that whole crest of it is just kind of a gentle slope down to ground level and then peaks at probably 35 foot.
Okay.
It's just a upcropping, essentially.
Okay. I will go to the top of it to take watch, so that I have
Alright.
a better vantage point. That's what I was looking for.
Alright, and I'm assuming we are going to keep the same order.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to change it.
Alright. Then, in that case, may I get a perception check from Danvers?
23.
23. Alright. You make note that the storm front seems to be rolling in. It isn't moving exceptionally fast. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of thunder and lightning mixed in with it. It seems like it's just gonna kind of be a gentle rain for the evening. Nothing real heavy is coming out of it, nothing really of interest. As you continue to survey the land around, you can see the glint of the fire beneath you. Various creatures have made note of this incoming storm front, and it has gotten quiet. The birds have stopped singing as the sun has set, a little bit before due to the weather coming in. Most of the small animals you would normally see running around in these hills seems to have taken up residence in their various burrows and nests and things of that nature. But nothing catches your eye for the evening.
Okay. Head back down and take my spot in camp.
Okay.
And wake up Barefang.
Barefang, what did you get?
I got a 10.
Alright.
I will trek up the slope as well to about this area here, I think. And that's where I will take my watch.
Okay. So, as you stand there, the storm front comes in about first quarter of your watch, and it's not a heavy rain, it's not a cold rain, it's just kind of a, best way to describe it, one of those warm spring rains. Nothing too miserable, nothing that'll soak you completely the way through. It seems to be evaporating relatively quick as it hits the ground, so it's just kind of a gentle wash after the bug sandblasting from earlier. As you continue to survey, you make note that a group of creatures seems to be coming from the south here, looking for some kind of shelter from the rain. And it seems like they have set their eyes on these rocks.
Can I tell what they are?
Make a perception check for me to see if you can figure out what they are. No, it wouldn't be a
That's an
perception.
old-
If you're trying to figure out what they are, it would be more of a nature or a survival check.
Let's see which one. Make sure I get no boost. Survival, I get a little bit of one. How about a 14?
Okay. Perusing them over and being one of the world. Let me see if it'll let me drop this in to give you guys a better image of what you're looking at. Bet you I'm gonna have to save it first. This thing hates me. Alright, so as you're taking a look. Damn you. Alright, hold on a second. I have too much saved crap. Don't you love when you hit that wall, Corey?
Yeah, you mean like when you are like trying to handle all of the interesting stuff that can happen with traveling and all that, and suddenly nothing works in your brain anymore.
Well, no, this is Roll20 going, hey, you've uploaded too much crap.
Oh,
So,
you know what? Yes, I did. I ran into that problem when I was DMing Eberron Coast. I had to go in and delete some assets that I had used back in the Tyranny of Dragons stuff.
oh. Gotta love it. Maybe it'll let me do it now. Hey, there we go. Alright, this is what you get eyes on.
Oh.
A not too friendly octopedal creature with spikes on its back that you are familiar with as being a basilisk. It seems like this family group is beginning to move its way towards these rocks for some shelter from the weather. And with that, can I get everyone to roll initiative?
You can have the rocks.
No, I don't have coloring stuff. Why would I have coloring stuff? Alright, Ogilvy does not apply here. Let me move these guys into the order. Alright, Kaz. What?
7.
Okay. Fairfane.
A 3.
Okay. Danvers.
13.
Alright, let's see what our wonderful Dashara got. Regrettably, everybody is still asleep at the moment.
Whose watch did this happen under?
Fairfane's.
Okay.
Alright, so sadly, these guys are up first. And they, as a unit, are going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 with... Let's do it this way, because they're not going to want to run into the rock. 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20 would be right there. And that's all they have for movement. So Danvers is still asleep. So, Danvers, you are up. These things are not stealthy in the slightest. So can you make a perception check with disadvantage for me to see if they rumble you awake?
A 15.
Yes, you would make note that there is the shuffling of way too many feet coming towards you guys, and it would stir you to consciousness.
Okay. Can I see? Does it look like they're like in a hunting formation? Does it look like they're coming right for us? Okay.
Make a perception check for me.
17.
Being what they are, it seems like they're not gonna turn down the chance at a meal when they get one. But right now, it seems like this is a known sheltering spot from weather for them, and they are going immediately for it.
Okay. Okay. I am going to use my channel divinity and do my dreadful aspect. So I'm gonna let out a very draconid roar.
Okay.
And they need to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Okay. Wisdom, you said.
Yeah.
All right. Failure on the first one, failure on the second, failure on the third, and the fourth one succeeds.
Okay. The ones who failed are frightened of me for 1 minute. And then if they move more than 30 feet from me, they can attempt another saving throw.
Regrettably, though, your roar does cause all of their attention to snap towards you. So I'm going to need you to make some saving throws yourself.
Awesome.
You're within 30 feet, and you roared at them. Snaps their attention. 3 of them got scared of you, but you guys were looking at each other for a second there.
Yeah, I mean, I know what a basilisk is, but is that really common knowledge?
Can I get 4 Constitution saving throws for me, please?
Okie dokie. All right. The first one is an 8.
You have failed.
Okay.
So you magically begin to turn to stone and are restrained.
Okay.
And you must repeat the saving throw at the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Alright, we'll just hold on that one. Actually make it with advantage for me, because I figure for adventurers it would be relatively common knowledge, but you waking up and looking at them will give you advantage on it, going, oh shit.
Okay, that is a 21 then.
Alright, you're fine on the first one, same for the second.
Okay.
All 4. Okay, I understand now.
Natural 20.
Okay.
A 19.
Alright, you're still good.
And a 24.
Alright, you're still good. You felt like you were going to turn to stone for a second, and then it was a glancing glance, so you didn't get fully accosted by these bastards.
Okay.
Boy,
Then
that's the only
I
one that isn't afraid.
just don't look at him.
Alright, which rolls us into Dashara, who, of course, I don't have a page open for. She gets woken up to don't look at them, as does Kaz.
You mean my roar didn't wake them all up?
Oh, that would too. The roar of don't look at them does it. It's one thing I hate about D&D Beyond is that I have to hit enter twice for shit to happen.
Mm.
Alright, so she is awoken. She's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 there, and she is going to attempt to make 2 short sword attacks at this one. I'm losing die as I'm going. The first one is a failure, and the second one, oh, that's not good. Did not expect that. Is going to be a failure regardless. So she swings and misses. I have to see where that chip came from now. I don't know if it was this one or a different one. Whatever. Alright. That rolls us into Kaz. You are awoken of the roaring of don't look at them, with a glancing view of these large, not so friendly looking creatures coming your way. That's off the D4. What the fuck? It chipped already, and I'm not even throwing them on anything hard. Oh well.
Okay. I don't like this, so I am going to pop out one of those beads of force and try to throw it right here.
Okay.
Because I can throw it up to 60 feet,
Right.
and it explodes on impact.
And you are trying to avert your gaze of them, correctly?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, in the horizon underneath where I'm looking,
Okay.
see them and throw it 10 feet, 10 feet past the last one.
Make a
5.
dexterity check with disadvantage because you're trying to hit a spot, and it's kind of hard to hit the spot without looking.
I remember how I did, and I rolled a 13.
All right.
So that is +1 is 14.
All right. Easily enough, you're able to hit your mark right there. And
Okay. Then there's a 10-foot radius. All the creatures have to make a dex save.
all right. And
DC
I'm sure.
15.
What spell did you cast?
I threw a bead of force.
Oh,
I want to swap out some dice real fast because I don't want to chip these ones any further. So just hold on a second. That's really kind of disappointing that they chipped that easily.
where'd you get them from?
April got them for me for my birthday. They're a blue sandstone.
Hmm.
So they kind of have that glitter effect that sandstone has.
Yeah. Are they
But
made out
in-
of actual sandstone?
Yeah, they're made out
Oh,
of blue
that's cool.
sandstone.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's what they look like
Oh wow.
if it'll focus.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
There,
that's pretty
focused. Yeah. Nice.
That's
Yep,
pretty
so they're a blue sandstone.
but they're chipping.
Yeah, they're chipping because, well, sandstone isn't a very hard rock.
Right.
I don't even remember tossing a D4 in there. So we'll fish these out because they're plastic and who cares? All right. And then failure, 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 and a failure. They all fail.
Awesome. So they're going to take 5d4 force damage, which is 4, 6, 8. 10, that's 13.
All right.
And then they are all trapped inside a sphere that magically gets created there.
All right.
Only breathable air can pass through it.
So we'll steal
And-
your guys' fire for a minute.
And the sphere weighs 1 pound.
So, right there.
So there's a bubble there. They're all in. Which they can roll like a hamster wheel. Or like a hamster little toy thing.
Okay.
But somehow the 4 of them have to coordinate 8 legs each
Yes.
to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But we can also pick it up because it weighs 1 pound.
Oh, nice.
But you also have to be able to pick up these bastards with it.
Right. No. It's magically, the sphere can be picked up and its magic causes it to weigh only 1 pound regardless of the weight of the creature.
Oh, very nice.
Hmm.
Okay, so there they are in a magical bubble, which rolls us into Bearfane. You are up. You have seen these creatures come running towards you guys. Them have a staring competition with Danvers, Kaz throwing his beads at things, and then a sphere popping up, trapping these basilisks inside of here like hamsters in a ball.
Okay. This sphere, is it clear or opaque?
It's clear. It's a transparent force. So yeah, it is clear.
Okay, so I assume I've seen this materialize. I know that everyone is awake already, so I don't have to attempt to do that anymore. But hearing Danvers, I'm not sure if I would know what these creatures are. do not get a bonus to nature, so I'm just going to try and scramble down the slope as quickly as possible without dashing. So I don't know if this is considered difficult terrain or not.
No, it's not a very hard slope. You'd be able to easily enough traverse it, especially going down.
Okay.
It's a power slide.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a kind of gentle grade through the thing.
All right, so I will move what appears to be the 20 or say 25. I'll just say I use my full movement there.
Okay.
And I still want to keep my eyes down behind my shield for the advice that Danvers has given to not look at them
Okay.
until I can determine whether or not their gaze can break this sphere. Just as a matter of shits and giggles, I want to, for my action, cast a 4th level spell.
Oh shit.
That is Freedom of Movement.
Mm.
I touch a willing creature, and for an hour, target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain and spells and magical effects. Can neither reduce the target's speed, nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. So I'm going to cast this as I touch the leather strap, one of the leather straps holding my chainmail on,
Okay.
and hoping that this will work against the basilisk's gaze if I'm not supposed to look at them.
Oh, interesting. Can you be turned to stone if you cannot be restrained?
Or paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
I would think you would still be able to move.
You could
Because
move, but you're still forming into stone.
Yes. It's
It's kind of what I
basically
was wondering, but I was going to take the chance anyway.
the best I can figure is your joints would be the last thing turned to stone.
It's a good idea, though.
Yeah, why not?
Regardless, it'll probably allow you to
If I'm gonna die, I'm-
fight.
Yeah, if I'm going to die, I'm going to go out swinging. So,
All right. Now let's have some
and that
fun.
will end my turn.
Let's have some fun with some basilisks now. And see what happens. 6.
They also can't willingly move towards me.
I know, that's why I'm saying what happened. 9, or wait, I'm rolling 10s. I need 8s.
Right back.
7, 5. So hold on a second. All right, so I have a 7, 5, an 8, and a 4. So 8 and a 4. So this conglomeration of the ones that are afraid, because one of them, the one that wasn't scared, wanted to move westward. One of them wanted to move eastward, one of them wanted to move southeastward, and one of them wanted to move due south. They are essentially moving 10 feet this way in this ball of force.
If any of them leave 30 feet away from me, which I think is probably most of them at that point, yeah, they can all. The 3 that are afraid can still, or can make another wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
All right. Failure. A failure. They aren't very wise. And a failure. They are still afraid of you.
Cool.
But they are snapping their gaze around. That rolls us into Danvers' turn.
Okay.
You guys got basilisks and a hamster ball.
Alright, I would like to go, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I want to use my action to shove the hamster ball.
Okay.
So just looking at that, using the attack action, I make a special melee attack to shove a creature or hamster ball.
Seeing as it only weighs 1 pound, you are more than welcome to do this.
Okay.
What direction are you trying to shove it, and how far?
I'm trying to use their momentum, so I'm trying to shove them as far in, I guess, what is it, this direction?
Kind of that southeast-ish.
Okay.
Just as far that way, using their momentum to get them as far away from us as we can.
I need to check. Just because I'm curious. If there is a limit on how far you can shove. It would be
If
5 feet away from
Yeah, if I win the contest, but that's me pushing against an enemy that's fighting me. This is a 1 pound hamster ball.
Yep. With creatures that are
Basically-
actively going that direction.
Right,
So
yeah.
just make your strength check and we'll see what happens.
You want to strength. So it says an attack roll, a special melee attack. So can I roll
you
that
don't
with
need to
advantage?
roll to hit. I just need you to make a strength check.
Oh, a strength check.
Strength
Okay.
or acrobatics. for
Distance.
it.
Okay. That is cocked. You said so. You want athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah, either one. Your choice.
Okay, that's a 12.
All right. Well, thankfully, if you got a 10 or above, I was going to have it be that you move them 10 feet instead of 5.
Okay.
So, 5, 10. They go that way. All right. Anything else you would like to do?
Nope, because I now can't catch them. And I would have been able to do a second shove, but I had to use 30 feet to get there. So I am good right there.
Quick question. As you are shoving them and causing them to tumble, are you going to maintain your gaze averted?
Yeah, so I was literally, so I knew the direction,
It's like head down.
and so I ran over there basically looking 5 feet ahead of me essentially to prevent myself from tripping on anything. And then once I saw the ball, I kept my eye on the bottom arc of the ball and shoved out.
And because that is an option and they go tumbling, just because I like flavor, we're going to roll 2 d6s and see how much fall damage they take from when they got to the top of the ball. They each took 5 fall damage.
Sweet.
From rolling around to the top of it and then falling back down.
Can only hope there's a hill just over that way.
All right. Regrettably, though, Deshara seeing this, she did not avert her gaze because she can't believe what she's seeing and catches the glimpse of 4 of these little bastards. It's kind of like that staring at a train wreck thing. You can't help but look. Yeah, so she has failed and is going to be restrained and turning to stone. And is there a good one for stonage? We'll go with that for now. And then we'll put these on these guys. Just because it's a good thing to have, which rolls us into Kaz's turn.
Okay. This thing got further away than I was expecting. So, I'm just gonna, again, just getting the general direction and then just kind of barreling down. Just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll go there. I'm gonna go there.
All right.
And again, not looking at them, just keeping them in this bottom of my vision when I look up.
Okay. Is there anything you would care to do to him?
And then I would like to. Would I have any idea if casting magic missile because it's force damage would push it? Or not really?
Let me take a quick gander at magic missile.
More would I know, and then I could just do it.
I just want with how much this thing weighs, being only a pound, not affected by the weight on the inside, your gut tells you that hitting it with your magic missiles all at the same moment would probably shove it at least 5 feet.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast magic missile and aim all 3 at it to try to keep its momentum going. So they'll kind of whistle around and then pushing it southeast if that works.
That works. And so with that, we'll shove them another 5 feet that way.
Cool.
All right. Rolls us into Bearfane if you got nothing else, Kaz.
Yep, that is all.
All right, Bearfane's turn.
Okay. What I have been able to see, if I've been like holding my shield up in front of me, trying to get, look at, use peripheral, not peripheral, but looking towards the side of where these things are. What I have seen either one of Kaz or Danvers making their attacks.
You could probably definitely hear me out
Oh
there
yeah, you would have
jingling
definitely
and grunting.
seen them making their attacks and been aware that there is this whirlwind of basilisks inside of a hamster ball tumbling southeastward.
Okay, it's from where I am now. It is 25 feet away. That is the edge of my movement. I suppose seeing that these guys are trying to drive this sphere away, I would like to, I guess, try to do the same thing. Bash it with
Okay.
my heater shield.
All right.
All I can do is make the attempt. If I can't get there and do nothing, well, then that's too bad. That's what I did.
All right. Yeah, you can get there and make the attempt. I'll need either a strength or athletics or acrobatics check for you to do the shove against the ball.
Acrobatics is 1. Strength is 2. What was the other option that I had?
Athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. 17.
All right. So you are able to shove said hamster ball 10 more feet to there. And they take some more damage from rattling around in this thing.
Wow, this is like real world stuff. Because I've seen hamsters get rolled down the hallway like a bowling ball, and yeah, they're not very happy about it.
They don't come out too well on the other side.
No, they kind of sit there and.
All right, which would put us back at the top of our basilisk buddies. And we'll see. Is it at the start of their turn or end of the turn for the fear, Corey?
It's once they move more than 30 feet away from me.
Which they would be at this point.
If a
Oh,
creature frightened by this effect ends its turn more than 30 feet away from the paladin, it can attempt
Okay.
another saving throw. So it has
Ends
to
its
end
turn.
its turn there, yeah.
well, let's see where they go then. 5, 2, 8, and 1. Keep those in your pen. So we have a 5, a 2, an 8, and a 1. Yeah, essentially the two groups are fighting each other, and the hamster ball remains stagnant. There is no advantage in any particular direction. So let's see if they end their fear. That's a success. That's a success. And a failure. So only one of them remains frightened.
At least one is.
This one is no longer frightened. And that one's no longer frightened. All right, that rolls us into Danvers' turn.
All right, I'm just gonna move right there, and I am going to I'm just gonna stay there. I can't actually reach the ball. I want to hold my breath weapon for if they get out. Just
All
because
right.
I won't lose that if I don't use the reaction. But if they do get out, then I can blast them right away.
Okay. Is there anything else you would care to do?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, well, Deshara is under the effects of petrification. Let's see. That would be a success. So she is no longer getting petrified, but part of her has turned to stone. I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on that. On success, the effect ends. So she is no longer being turned to stone. So we can turn that off. It says the effect ends, so she wouldn't be restrained anymore. So she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and stop there because that is all she can get. And that will end her turn, which rolls us into Kaz.
Okay. I'm going to take out some dust from one of my component pouches, rub it on my orb, and cast Enlarge on Danvers. Let me make sure I'm actually in range. Yep, I am. Perfect. So he is now enlarged.
Very nice.
Oh,
So he's twice as big
wow.
and 8 times as heavy.
There you go.
Sweet.
That's advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Your weapons deal 1d4 extra damage.
Nice. Okay.
Up to a minute.
Up to a minute?
Yep.
Okay.
As long as I maintain concentration.
Does that get, I mean, was Ball of Force a concentration spell too, or no?
It's not a spell, just an object.
It's the beads you guys got.
Oh, okay.
All right, anything else?
Nope, just maintain my focus. I'm just going to look
Right.
for a little symbol.
And Bearfane is up.
Wow. I guess the first thing I want to do is I want to check the terrain. Basically on the other side of this sphere. I want to see if there's a way to push this thing towards like a cliff or a slope that it will just keep its own momentum going away from us.
All right,
I
make
feel,
a perception check for me.
I feel that us continuing to chase these things down is almost detrimental to our trying to get away from them. So at some point in time, I'd like to just kind of get that shopping cart rolling down the hill and let it go.
Yeah.
All right, so perception, you said?
Yep.
That's only a 7.
With it being a little later at night, you can see a little ways off. You can see the deviations in the terrain, but it's hard to determine whether it's an uphill slope or a downhill slope. It's a little wavy at the moment. So you know there's a slope coming up, but whether it's uphill or a distinct downhill grade or into a ravine, it's really hard to exactly determine. The terrain kind of rolls.
Mm-hmm. All right, seeing as I'm still close enough, I might as well go ahead and bash the spear again with my shield. I am, in addition to keeping my gaze averted from the basilisks, keeping an eye on. All of a sudden, Danvers went Hulk without the green color, and I want to make sure I don't get squashed. As I am a little guy.
All right.
All right. So move the 10 feet I need to contact the orb and another strength roll.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one is a 14.
All right. You are able to shove this whole menagerie another 5 feet that way. Inside of their ball. Let's see, y'all. Ow. These things are taking a beating from just rolling around.
What'd you do, Scott?
I just bumped my elbow on the edge of the table.
Oh.
He got into a giant hamster ball and rolled it. All right. So that ends Bearfane's turn, which rolls us back to these guys, with only one of them being afraid. They will essentially go after their biggest target they see, which will be Danvers, and they will all collectively roll their ball 15 feet this way.
Even though the one that is afraid.
He is not moving willingly.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
That's why they were only given 15 feet instead of 20.
Gotcha.
But I will need you to make a series of contested strength checks as they are running the ball into you.
Okay. I have an advantage on those because of being a massive person.
Yes. The first one is a 15.
I win.
All right. Next one, you're going to win automatically because that was only a 4.
Okay. I had a 20.
And the third one, roll for me.
That's going to be a 22.
All right. So essentially, you and the ball are butted up against each other. You are not shoved, and they don't move backwards at all, though. But that concludes them. So it is now your turn, Danvers.
Okay. The ball is magically impenetrable, right? Like I can't cast a spell through it or anything like that?
correct. No
Correct.
attack spells, just breathable air.
Okay. Mike, if I was to try to hit this thing, this 1-pound hamster ball full of idiotic basilisks with my flail, would I be able to send it flying further than if I just shoved the ball? How about, can I pick the ball up and throw it now?
Only one way to find out.
I will say the rule for Beat of Force, like the description says, you can pick it up.
Okay.
So
Okay.
especially that you're bigger, it should be easier.
So now that I'm a big man, I'm having an Ant-Man moment here. I'm gonna pick the ball up over my head, and I'm gonna throw it as far as downhill I can figure out, with like an overhead soccer throw-in.
All right.
Do the flippy one.
Make a strength check for me.
Okay.
To see how far you can chuck this thing.
All right,
Advantage
that's a
goes
17. Yep, I rolled with advantage. Thank you.
Cool.
All right. Because of your size, I need math. Due to your size and the weight of this ball, these 4 basilisks go hurtling 85 feet away
Nice.
and begin, for lack of a better term, do that kind of bounce and bounce and bounce, and then they start rolling, and they're just pinned to the edges of it. Essentially, what Bearfane was trying to do, you have accomplished, and they are just stuck to the walls, rolling down a hill, and just keep going. So, these basilisks are nowhere near a threat anymore, and best you can assume, at some point there's going to be some kind of basilisk paste down at the bottom of one of these hills.
Hopefully they eat that instead.
So that will conclude your combat.
I take out my little pouch of the beads of force and I'm like, these are great. I have a few more. Do each of you want one, or should I keep them?
I'll have one, please.
I think that's best a tool in your belt.
I will hand one of the beads of force to Bearfane.
And my chainmail rings like a fucking church bell.
Deshar is going to return to the camp and begin tending to her slightly stony skin now. You can tell your griffins have picked up the scent of paste somewhere and are working their way towards where these basilisks have departed to. After that minute of the wall of force gives up, They're gone for a good long while. So back to watch.
Basically, right after he sits down, Danvers is going to shrink.
If I remember correctly, do I have a point of exhaustion from that now?
That's a good question. Let me see.
It might just be haste that gives you that.
I think it's just haste.
Although I can't imagine. I mean, like
Yeah.
thinking like Ant-Man, I can't imagine that being twice as big suddenly is like good for your stamina.
It doesn't say anything about exhaustion.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
doesn't say. All
Does
right,
anyone
but,
have any orange slices?
But Bearfane, that is the conclusion of your watch, is seeing your idea come to fruition in the form of a giant Danvers chucking a basilisk ball down a hill.
I would like to try to cast Lesser Restoration on Dashara
All
and
right.
see if that won't remove the effect of the basilisk stone skin.
All right.
Do you have access to Greater Restoration yet?
I
don't
do
know.
not.
I don't know what level spell that is.
Based off of the level and that she wasn't fully stoned, yeah, with a little bit of effort and some analysis and, apt detecting of the severity of the condition, your lesser restoration is able to reduce, if not completely heal, the vast majority of the skin on her that has been turned to stone.
Okay.
You can tell she's going to probably be a little worse for the wear in the morning, just sore from it because it's not a normal condition, but if there's nothing you would care to do before the conclusion of your watch, we can hand it off to Kaz.
No, just try to still get the effects of a long rest. Hopefully get my spell slots back.
All right, we'll hand this off to Kaz then. I'm assuming you're going to be in your Raven.
Yep. That is a 12.
All right. In the circle flying of your Raven, as you lay there essentially blind and deaf at the fire, you make note that all 4 of the remaining griffins are about 100, 150 feet off, just going to town on this red paste, in the general direction that the basilisk ball was thrown.
I just laugh in my body as I'm blind and deaf. Just chuckle.
Shortly thereafter, you make note that the griffins return. They seem to have strips of meat in their mouth and come back to the campfire and have basically set up around you guys and offered their prey as a gift for you guys because they haven't seen you eat. So they give you guys all basilisk paste. So when you finally turn over your watch, there are just piles of shredded, pasted basilisk meat laying around your guys' camp.
Terrifying.
I'll try it.
So Dashara switches watch with you, just kind of shakes her head, goes through her motions. Let's see if she notices anything. And it's a relatively quiet watch. As you all come to in the morning, Kaz and Dashar being the only ones who are aware of this, Bearfane and Danvers get woken up to the wonderful smell and decorative styles of pasted, shredded basilisk meat that is waiting there expectantly by the griffins for you guys to have.
I'll try it.
Because you threw it and it rolled and it was paste.
All right. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Ooh. 7.
You know this is going to be a hard one to pass later on. Essentially, you're going to need something to help get stuff moving.
I didn't want to offend the bird.
Whenever this comes out, that chamber pot's going to have a ting. But with that, nothing else of interest is going to happen this morning. You are all able to mount up and begin your trek eastward as you continue.
I got 2 and 18 for my portent.
Hey,
Very
it's a good day.
So, yeah.
Again, that spring rain kind of persisted throughout the entire evening. Nothing too heavy, nothing horrible, just a nice kind of light rain through the evening. So you guys are welcome to continue your trek eastward. Let's see where you guys make it to. Well, before we do that, let's just take a 10-15 minute break since we're at about halfway.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was a fun way to handle basilisks.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, Dan, when you brought up rolling them down a hill, I was like, I hope the other guys carry this one.
I was initially going to run over and try to throw it, but Danvers already shoved it and it was too far away.
Well, you gotta give Dan credit for thinking of, well, we're just gonna keep chasing this damn ball full of basilisks.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I made Danvers big. It's like, maybe this will work out even better.
Worked out so well, it almost seemed like we knew what we were doing.
That's what I get for giving you guys toys. At least they're expendable.
Just wait till I play with the other toy I got.
Well, since we are back, we can see how far you guys are gonna travel today. See where we make it.
Forgot about that line.
So somewhere in the ballpark of the G of Griffin's Nest. Off the edge of the long road. So we shall move you guys to about there. So let's see here. Just because I am curious. Can I get somebody to roll a D100 for me?
I got it.
Okay.
68.
Alright, let's see. Interesting. Alright, so as you are all flying, off in the distance you see what can best be described as a ruined tower. As you are approaching it and flying closer, excuse me, you all make note that there seem to be these little automaton type creatures that are moving in and out of the tower. They seem to be bringing things out, setting them down, going back in, and just continuing on this automated loop, going into this tower, grabbing something, coming out, setting it down near similar looking items, and then rinsing and repeating. There's probably 6 to 12 of them, best you can figure.
What was that? What was that little inventor's name?
That was Sibo Reese.
Yeah.
Simo?
No, I think Sibo is right. That with the
Yeah.
B sounds right.
I should know, but I
Because
don't.
you got the dog from. Let me
You will.
draw a blank on what the fucking city's name was off the top of my head. Huddlestone, there we go. Jeez.
What about Huddlestone?
What the fuck was that guy's name? Well, you got a little automated dog from Thwip Ironbottom.
Yep, that was promptly destroyed by something.
I don't remember.
I remember I tried to use it and it got destroyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alright. But easily enough, it just seems as you guys continue to fly over this tower, and as you get closer to the precipice of it, that they seem to be deconstructing the tower from the top down and placing the stones in organized piles for whatever reason they are instructed to. So if any of you would care to investigate further, you are welcome to, or you can just let this oddity pass.
They're just putting stuff in a pile.
Yes, they're climbing the interior of this tower, the stairs or ladders or whatever it be, removing the stones from the topmost layer, coming down with them, and then placing them in a pile that seems to correspond to that layer.
Well, being interested in stonework, I think Bearfin would like to check into that.
I think I'm just going to be confused and move on.
I'm interested to see who is commanding these automatons, because we haven't seen any organic life, right?
Not that you have been able to tell at the moment.
Okay.
Alright, so are you guys letting Bearfane go by himself, or?
No, I'm going with.
If they're both going, I will reluctantly tag along.
Mhm.
Alright. As you guys begin to approach closer, they're making decent progress. They've started to develop a pile of, various wood here and there, and, as you get closer, you make note that each pile has a number at the foot of it, and it seems like a number has been etched into each of these stones. So, if it's like the 46th layer, the first stone, it's 46, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So they are in an organized pile. As you all land, you hear from inside the base of this tower a individual go, "Well, what was that?" And as they begin to walk out, you see a dwarven individual who is in very fine robes. They have, for lack of a better term, one of those floppy Gandalf hats with them. And, they're carrying a staff. And they see you all and go, "Well, it's been a moment since I've had guests here. Can I ask what has drawn you to my tower?"
I will approach as a fellow dwarf and kind of give a little bow and explain that I am Barafane Badgernath, and we happen to be passing over the area and noticed the activity that interested me and decided to check it out. May I have your name, sir?
Yes, I am Galnom Darkbranch, practitioner of the magic arts and creator of wonderful automatons.
What was that guy's name again?
Galnom, Galnom, Darkbranch.
These creatures that you have helping you here are pretty astounding.
Why, thank you. They are of my own design. I needed some assistance that was, well, competent and relatively good at stoneworking, as traditional hobbies do not escape me of the dwarven folk.
Yes, sir. I definitely noticed the fine artisanship of your work.
Well, thank you, but this is not my work. This is a abandoned tower that I have discovered through my ventures, and well, I was fond of the stonework and figured I would take it home with me.
Hmm.
So
Did
that's
you
why
So,
you're disassembling the tower and you're gonna move it elsewhere.
Exactly.
so you have no knowledge of the previous owner?
Well, best I can figure, it was one of the wizard persuasion, based off of some of the runes that I've discovered etched into the walls, and at least of dwarven make, due to the strength of the construction and the fine craftsmanship of it. And who am I to let our people's history languish out here?
Admirable sentiments.
Sometimes it's better to leave history where it is.
And sometimes it's easier to learn from history in a safe environment.
You said you found runes.
Yes.
May I see them?
Uh, he basically. Do any of you speak?
I have Helm of Comprehend Languages that I will activate.
Okay. It's. I'm trying to. It's kind of like a mix between Dwarven and Undercommon. It's a weird blend of the two. So Barefane, you catch some of this, and he is basically asking for one of the automatons, and that they bring him one of his journals. So one of the journals gets brought, and he hands it over to you, Kaz, and he goes, "You don't seem to be of a depth of knowledge to be able to understand most of this, but there's no harm in another set of eyes."
I sort of start to reach for something in a bag of holding, and then I decide against it, and I just look at what he showed me.
All right, make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. My hand shifted because I thought about thinking I remembered this, and then I forgot. It's a 12.
Okay. You're familiar with some of the sigils and some of the runes that are in here, and the layout looks like, from what he has drawn, it's going to be a very complex, very high-level spell, but off the top of your head, you can't fathom what it could possibly be.
Okay. Can I? Hmm. I'm going to try to be subtle because I don't know if he wants me to do this, but I'm going to try to just copy it down.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check for me.
I remember this. I rolled an 18, plus 4 is 22.
All right. You are able to copy it down without catching his interest. At this point, he's having a conversation with Bearfane about traditional dwarven stoneworks, and that it seems to be at least of a 500-year-old make, because they haven't done workings like this in at least the last 300 years, and they're just enamored in dwarven culture at the moment.
Cool. And then I'm gonna, just put that away and hand the book back. Journal,
Well,
whatever.
and he looks at you and goes, "Well, what did you learn from this? I'm curious to see what you have gathered."
Not as much as I had hoped. It must be a runic language I'm not familiar with.
Well, it looks like my assumption was not wrong.
If he turns his head or something, I'm gonna you're wrong.
You hear one of, like in Star Wars, the pit droids. You hear one of them doing the same thing behind you. Well, gentlemen, if you have no other questions or curious, comments, would you mind if I got back to my work?
Suppose we have no reason to hold you further.
Nope, we were just really curious as to what was going on down here.
Yeah, and best you've noticed now is, upon closer inspection, these automatons are what can be described as the homunculi. Little biomechanical beings that are under this guy's beck and call. Well, before you all depart, I'd like to offer you refreshments, and with that, kind of tray conjures up in his hand. It has some cucumber sandwiches and essentially what is best described as lemonade. And he's like, "Well, you're welcome to take as much as you see fit. It is the least I can do for entertaining me for a short while."
Do I trust that he's offering us real food?
Make an insight check for me.
Okay. That is a 20 total.
Best you can tell, he has been completely on the level with you guys this entire time.
Okay, then I will indulge.
I already was. I was like 2
All right. He says, "Well, you're welcome to have as much as you would like." He waves another hand, and a set of table and chairs show up and sets the tray down. He says, "Well, I'm going to get back to work and take your leave as you see fit." And he goes
Appreciate
back and
your graciousness and making your acquaintance.
pleasure. If you are ever in a Mirabar, feel free to look me up.
This might be the guy.
The guy who makes the magic stuff?
Could be.
Yeah, alright, well I guess we'll have to check in with him.
All right. With that, you guys take back to the air on your griffins and continue your venturing forth through the plains and make your way off to the edge of the long road and find a place to settle down for the evening. So we'll go back to that same map. So again, I've shuffled you guys around. You're welcome to place yourselves as you see fit. Like a new locale, a different locale, it is your call.
Ha! I have chosen
Oh.
to make camp on the other side of the street.
Alright. Are we going to maintain the same watch?
Yeah. I have rolled all the good rolls out of this dice.
Danvers, first watch.
8.
Alright. Oh, hold on a second. April was trying to give a cat drugs, and it did not approve.
Hmm.
All right, so as you bed down for the evening, Danvers, you don't know shit about fuck. It's a clear night after the storms from the previous evening. Nothing really stands out. You know, you occasionally hear a wagon or so going across the long road. You know, people talking, moving, but no real ruckus has occurred.
Okay.
Right. Then better Fane.
15.
All right. As you turn over with Danvers, you get much more of the same. It seems to be tapering off. Most people have bedded down for the evening. This isn't a very... You're kind of in the boonies right now, so, you know, unless you have business on this road, there isn't much traveling. It stays quiet. You know, you see a fire off in the distance, hear the occasional bout of laughter, you know, carrying on the wind. Another, you know, nothing in the sky catches your attention. Just a good, calm, quiet evening. All right. And then Kaz.
12.
At this point, you know, Bearfane has pointed out a couple of the fires off in the distance. Nothing. You know, as you continue your watch to the Raven, he swoops down. Most of the fires are dwindling. Every camp seems to have at least somebody on watch. They're a good ways off in the distance. But nothing really catches your attention.
Cool.
And then let's see about Deshar. Alright. Much more. Alright, so you are all woken up in the morning. The Griffins are still off hunting this morning. They should be back shortly. She said, you know, the usual. They got a late start. They, you know, couldn't find much and didn't want to frighten too many people, so, you know, they were taking their time finding a good place to hunt. And with that, you guys, I need to adjust these because for some reason they're goofy. Coming up the road, you guys catch sight of a commoner that seems to be making their way towards your camp and seems to be rather heavily wounded. And so this individual is making their way towards you and is like, please, can you all lend me a hand? I was attacked by bandits.
What kind of bandits?
The kind that aren't too keen on, you know, people resisting them.
What did they look like?
I thought you were going to say something, Corey.
I was, but you can answer Kaz first.
Your normal ruffian types. Hoods, heavy cloaks, daggers, unfriendly objects. They demanded all of the money I had on me and then proceeded to kick the living shit out of me.
I would like to make a perception check to see if they're carrying any hidden weapons or anything like that while I give them 5 hit points from my lay on hands pool.
Okay. Make said perception check for me.
Okay. 9.
Alright. With that, give me a moment.
Mhm.
You don't really catch any weapons that seem to come out from them.
Okay.
But as you do put their hand on them, Kaz and Deshara are gonna have a really bad time. So as your hand passes through, you make note that this is an illusion, and that your lay on hands really doesn't seem to have done anything.
Okay, so do I not lose the points then?
No, you do not.
That's cool. I'll take that. I can use those points to save Kaz later.
All right.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
deceived. Might as well have those.
All right. Would a 18 hit you?
For sure.
All right. You had noticed, because of your guys' perception checks, regrettably, that back here there seems to have been an individual that has worked his way through said shrubbery and shot a crossbow bolt at you.
Hmm.
So, 9 plus. You're going to take 15 points of piercing damage.
That's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay.
As this person doesn't do much. Or, let me make sure. And another person from behind them pops up.
Hmm.
And they are going to cast a Sacred Flame at you.
Is that an attack? Like a
It
roll? Is that a roll to attack?
is casting time, 1 action. It's a dex saving throw.
Okay. Doesn't help me. Okay. Hey. 19.
All right. So you are going to take no damage from that. To get rid of them, replace them with this person, which turns out, as the hand passes through them, they become fucking English, motherfucker. They become apparent to be a individual with a octopus-like helm, dark purple robes, and are not very friendly looking, as these other people also have an octopus-type helm and dark robes. This person, as Danvers puts his hand through, let's see here. They are going to cast Phantasmal Killer. And so I'm going to need Danvers to make a Wisdom saving throw for me.
Okie dokie. Oh, god damn it. Let's see. 10. Yeah,
All right,
10.
you do not succeed. So behind this individual, you see the illusionary manifestation of your deepest fears, and they are visible only to you. You have become frightened of this illusionist for the duration,
Okay.
and at the end of each of your turns before the spell ends, I need you to make another Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What are you using for frightened again?
I am using, it's all the way at the fucking bottom, that.
Oh, right, okay. I wasn't seeing that before. Okie
Alright,
dokie.
with that, let's roll some initiative.
Ooh, yeah. Rolling well there.
You guys. Math rocks are the bane of my existence. Alright, Danvers.
10.
Right? Kaz.
21.
Very nice. Bearfane.
He just stepped away.
Coffin.
Okay, so for flavor, I would say that the um, source of my deepest fears would be I think, at least this time, it's going to be like the visage of Helm,
Okay.
my former deity.
Bearfane, what did you roll?
Sorry, I had some sweet tart go down the wrong way. 15.
Okay. All right, Kaz, you are up first.
Nice. I am going to initially go ahead and cast slow just out there so that it gets those two guys.
All right.
I don't think it's big enough to... Yeah, 40-foot cube. Could I possibly... No. So just out there, so those two guys are going to have to make a save of wisdom.
All right. Give me a moment. I just need to do something real fast. Because I had a brain fart and I thought I did it already.
That's the sound of Mike's brain.
No. Seven, 2. Oop. And a wisdom saving throw, you said?
Yep.
Righty then. What's the save?
15.
Success and a success. I rolled a 19 and an 18.
Oh, darn it. I think nothing happens if it fails, right? Or if they both succeed.
I believe so.
Yep. Nothing. Okay. Bonus action. I am going to swallow a hot pepper, acid flavored. Yeah. That's casting Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
That is my turn. I'm going to stay right there.
Then we are on to this individual here. What has better odds? 8 radiant damage. They're going to go 5, 10, 15, go there. And they're going to try and whack you with a quarterstaff.
I'm gonna shimmy out of this.
I'm gonna flex and break out of this.
That is a 14 to hit.
I'm gonna cast shield and it'll miss.
All right. And that will be all they can do. But that leads us to this other individual here. And since you are engaged with an enemy, they get sneak attack.
Who's sneaking on who?
They would get sneak attack because you are engaged with an enemy.
The second one down there?
Yeah, but they're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 and go right
Flank.
there.
Great. Okay.
Yep. And they are going to make 2 short sword attacks at you. The first one is going to miss because that was only a 12. And the next one is a 23.
My AC is 11.
But shield lasts for the round, doesn't it?
That's a good question. Until the start of my next turn. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yep. So only the second one hits.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know why I remember shield. I've never fucking used it. Alright. That being said, it will be a d6. 3 plus...
Not 10.
Exactly 10.
10 total?
10 total.
Okay. I meant like plus 10.
No, it's 10 damage total. I rolled a 1 for their hit die and a 5 and a 2 on their fucking other shit.
Okay, cool.
Alright, which rolls us into Bearfane.
All right. As this guy closest to me is the most immediate threat, I'm going to move in for melee range and attempt to whack him with my hammer. And that is, I believe, a 17 to hit. Yes, it is.
See if he has.
I really wish I had a different spell equipped that I don't have.
17 will definitely hit.
All right. He takes 6 bludgeoning damage.
Right.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast. Where's it? Spiritual weapon.
All right. If it would give me anything worthwhile, instead it's giving me a bunch of crap for your spiritual weapon.
Stupid spiritual crap.
Here. We got a sword. There you go. You should have control of it now, and you can put it wherever you want.
Okay. Got a 60-foot range. I'm going to put it right there and have it make an attack on the guy to the northeast of Kaz.
All right. Roll for said attack.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
For nice max damage, 11 radiant damage. Thing is good for 1 minute, so 6 rounds, right? 10 rounds.
10 rounds. Yep.
10 rounds. I will make a marker on it to count the rounds down.
All right. Anything else you would care to do?
I think that's all I can do right now.
Okay. So, as a bonus action, this guy over by you all is going to cast Displacement. So it seems like there is a shadowy mirror image of him just a few inches off from him, making it really difficult to determine his exact location.
Okay.
So, would be... we'll go with that for now. Alright, after that... that... Oh, I didn't realize he had that. Oh, my dum-dum. He is going to cast Color Spray at both Bearfane and Danvers.
I know he's painting them.
So, order of 60-10. How many it can affect? That's a lot for a first level spell. 5, 8, 18, 24, 30. So a total of 40 hit points. Who has the most hit points?
I have 61.
I have 70.
I have the fewest.
All right.
Is there no save for this?
It is one of those hit point ones like spells.
Mm.
So neither of you are affected. But since he did attack both of you, he can move without repercussions.
Even though he
5,
didn't hit?
10. It was attacked, it's not hit. Wasn't it?
I
Or
thought
did you
the
need to
stagger rule was you gotta hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it would still hit both of you, just wouldn't take effect. That's the weird thing about these. So what do you guys think? Because it's colored lights spring from your hand, roll 60-10. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. How do we feel about that? Because it has to hit you, but it has to go below your hit points to take effect.
I have no idea what to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know. That hasn't come up for me yet as a DM.
We'll just play with it. Since it doesn't take effect, it doesn't hit. We'll go with that for now.
Okay.
So then he would stay there. That would be action, bonus action, so that would be all he can do. Which, Danvers, you are up.
Okay.
And you are currently frightened of this guy.
I am. I want to use my action to do my breath weapon at him. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Let me double check. Alright, a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Math rocks. Keep losing them. They all look the same. That would be a failure on his part, but since you aren't sure of where he's at due to the displacement spell, I shall give him advantages, which I'm sure, yep, he did even worse on that one.
Alright, well, all of that was for 3 lightning damage, because I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Well,
All
he
that
is
for a drop of blood.
no longer all displacey. But I need you to make another wisdom saving throw for me,
Okay.
if there's nothing else you would like to do.
Nope. That's going to be a 12.
That does not succeed. So, these and these. I need you to take 27 points of psychic damage.
Whoa.
Yikes.
4d10. And I rolled a 10 on one of them.
Whoa. That's from
And
Phantasmal Killer?
Yep, Phantasmal Killer.
Okie dokie.
And that would end their turn. Danvers, Deshara is up. She's gonna go 5, 10, and take her 2 swipes at this guy. First one is a natural 20 and a 16, so both of those are gonna hit. So the first one, d6, he takes 11, and then the second one going to be 7. Alright, he is still up. He is looking really not so bueno. They are looking alright. They're somewhere in there. And you are somewhere in there. Alright, that rolls us back to the top with Kaz. You are up.
Okay, I am going to cast Hidden Step, like my feature ability thing. So I go invisible. And then I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I don't know if they get opportunity attacks.
It would be with disadvantage.
Okay.
So, the first one for the healer, I rolled the same thing on those dice, which is odd. Would a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. That will be 1 bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
And the second one... That was also a 17.
Jeez, okay, yeah.
I rolled a 13 plus 4 for this guy.
Well, stop it.
Yeah, roll one of the 2 that you're rolling low.
That would be 6 piercing damage.
Break out your broke ass sandstone one.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you would like to do?
And then after moving, I am going to cast Enlarge on Danvers.
All right. So we shall enlarge him this way.
Because that feels like something I can do, and I can stay invisible this turn.
Anything else to do?
That is it.
All right. So next up is this individual. They're going to go 5, 10, go right there. They are going to cast a Cure Wounds spell on this individual right here. And that is a D8 plus the modifier. Alright, so they gain some healings. Alright, there's that. That will conclude their... Well, cantrips as a bonus action, correct? I don't remember if we were doing that.
I thought I don't remember what we were doing. I thought we were only doing bonus action spells as bonus actions.
Yeah,
I thought we were
think
just
so.
doing
I don't know.
feats.
We'll just keep rolling. So then that rolls us into this individual, seeing as there is a target in front of them, but no ally. They're going to bonus action disengage. Go 5, 10, 15, 20, which makes Danvers a target.
I'm so big.
Yep. So they are going to sneaky attacky the giant guy. So the first one is 22 to hit.
Do I get a bonus to my AC from enlarge?
Take a double check. I don't remember reading that. Nope.
Okay, that'll hit.
All right. Five plus 17 piercing damage.
My gosh.
And for their second attack, since they can't see Kaz, that is only a 15 to hit, so they will not hit.
Okay, I'll use my reaction to bash them with my shield.
Okay.
So I make a strength check with advantage. I get a 9.
And it's contested to them, correct?
Yeah.
Well, they rolled even worse than that.
Nice. So they are... The next attack against them has advantage.
All right.
Aren't
Off
they not?
balance.
Yeah, off balance, I was going to say.
Yeah. No, they're not prone. They're just off balance.
So we'll go with... I don't know. We'll go with a foot for now, saying they're off balance for this attack.
Okay.
That ends that turn. Bearfane is up.
All right. Once again, nervous that there's a giant Danvers next to me. I am still going to make an attack against the octopus-headed guy to my north,
Okay.
and I am going to make an attempt at inflict wounds at the third level.
Right.
Okay. I need to use my channel divinity. Change that from a 5 to a 15. Gives
That'll
me a
hit.
21. Gives me a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wait, are these the 10s? Nope, they're not the 10s. Hello, other 10. There we go. Nice. 10, 24, 39 necrotic damage.
Damn. All right. Oh. Is there anything else you would care to do?
Yes, my spiritual weapon is going to make an attack at the guy that it is standing next to, or hovering next to.
All right.
That is nice. 25 to hit
That'll hit.
and takes 9 radiant damage.
That is enough to cause them to expire.
Wow. Go me.
Nice.
Anything else you would care to do?
Nope. Just be ready to sidestep Danvers.
Okay, then that puts this individual up here into play. And they are going to... Let's see here. Make themselves go invisible.
Boom.
So they are going to make themselves vanish. And then they are going to go somewhere. Danvers and Bearfane will both get attacks with disadvantage.
Okie dokie. I will make that attack because I was going to be disadvantaged anyway. Does a 18 hit?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Ooh, okay. That's going to be 13 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Oh, plus a d4. Because I'm big. So that's another 3, so that makes it 16 bludgeoning damage.
All right. With that, you see this person go essentially splat right here as they go skidding into their own demise with a giant Danvers attacking.
Nice.
Does that mean that I am no longer frightened?
You, correct, are no longer frightened and no longer affected by the psychic damage.
Good. I couldn't take many more of those.
Alright, that ends their turn. Bearfane is up. Or no, Bearfane just went. It's Danvers, you're up now.
Alright, Danvers is going to turn on the guy that he shield bashed and attack him with advantage because I shield bashed him. Okay, that's going to be a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that's 6 plus 7, 11 bludgeoning damage.
Alright, how would you like to do this, giant Danvers?
Just like my flail is like obviously like way bigger, and it's just like kind of like slowly swinging it, and you just hear the whoosh, and then it's like that sound of like something really heavy hitting the ground, and you know it doesn't bounce because it's so heavy. It's just this one solid impact, and like it just leaves him like indented in the ground, which is also indented like a foot down from the giant cudgel.
Like Gallagher with a watermelon, this guy goes spraying everywhere. And Kaz, you don't believe your invisibility is working so well anymore.
You just see like the blood dripping down an invisible.
Cow man.
That's
and
when
that
I
will
pop back
conclude
in.
this combat.
Ugh. I dropped concentration, so Danvers is normal.
I forgot to switch the music again. Sorry.
No biggie. I'm not doing it either, so. Want to look something up really fast. Apparently didn't put it into those notes like a dummy. Well, is there anything else you guys would care to do while I am looking something up?
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself at the 2nd level.
Right. Not a problem.
Just in
I'm
case
going
we
to.
run into more stuff later.
I'm gonna be like, can you like do the thing with the hens?
Well, what do you mean?
Hold on, I got some. I can do some stuff for you guys.
Because not all of this blood
I
is
can,
his.
I can do 2nd level cure wounds, 1 each on both of you.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Jeez. It's 4, 7. Kaz, you get 7.
Cool.
And Danvers, a much better set of rolls that time. You get 18.
Oh wow. Okay.
I have
How?
1 spell slot left, Kaz. If you're still doing bad, I can hit you 1 more.
Well, I
I'm not
still
great,
have my
but we should be.
I still have my lay on hands too. Kaz, come over here, and I put my hands on him, and I'm gonna give him 10 hit points. I feel like as a wizard, that should be like a lot.
Oh yeah, I was down. I was down to 6.
Oh
so.
wow. Not all of this blood is mine.
All right. Is there anything you guys would like to do with the bodies or no?
Oh yeah, definitely search them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe stab them a few more times.
They're odd.
I don't think that this one's gonna be worth searching. Something tells me that that guy's possessions may be defunct.
As Kaz is picking off body parts like from Tim Allen in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
I'd like to, because we made camp not too far from the long road, right? We're like right on it.
Yeah.
Essentially, this is the long road.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'd like to drag the body to like behind this tree and one before I search it.
Okay. So you do that easily enough.
I think
Search that one.
we should move the other one as well.
The mush.
It's kind of in plain sight. Oh, is that the mush?
Yeah,
This one right here?
Yeah.
That's the mush guy.
Okay.
He-
All right, never
he's
mind.
essentially a red paste.
If
You
anybody
guys-
comes walking by, I'll pull my pants down and just look like a right there.
Trust me, you don't want to catch what I've got.
Pantsless dwarf.
Over a red, bloody-looking hole.
I just go, don't go in there.
All right. We'll start with Kaz. Make an investigation check for me. See what you can find on this guy.
Great roll. 26.
All right. In searching through them, you make note of, again, the octopus mask. These robes seem to be of a dark blue and purple, essentially. He's wearing a pendant that looks kind of like the open maw of a... Well, make a history check for me. I want to see if you would know this.
Probably not. 6.
No. It looks like a circle with multiple rows of teeth leading to what can best be described as a beak in the middle with little squigglies around the edges. That could be described as tentacles.
It's a sarlacc.
Kind of like that, yeah.
And that was on his necklace symbol.
In searching his person, you don't find anything else besides some simple healing spell components.
This is just weird, so I'm gonna take his whole outfit, like the necklace, the robes, and the mask,
Okay.
and put him in my bag of holding.
Okay. Now there is a naked person on the side of the road that
Much less conspicuous.
All right. Danvers, make your investigation check for me.
All right. 2.
Yeah, you're lucky if you find anything on this guy.
Okay. I kick him, and I rejoin the group.
Make a perception check as you kick him.
17.
All right. As you kick him, out of his pocket rolls a small round thing. We can probably shrink you now.
Kicked one of his nuts out.
Would you care to investigate the thing that rolled out or no?
Yeah.
All right. This looks like a wooden token the size of a standard coin, but on it, it has a goose that is carved out of it. You know, it kind of stands out of it, embossed essentially,
Yeah.
and is covered in a gold filigree. You guys have seen one of these before.
I was gonna say, am I seeing this?
I'll bring it
not
over
yet.
to the group. I don't have that written down, I don't think.
I found it in Waterdeep. The people who tried to rob us. Or who we tried to stop from robbing the children? Whatever
Yes.
that was. Robbers, we found a wooden coin with golden goose.
That is weird.
Yes, it is something that Kaz is correct in stating that came from those guys who were trying to fleece the orphans from the circus, that you guys killed one of them. He had one of these tokens on him also.
Which I think I still have. That I probably didn't put in my equipment.
Weird.
I'm pretty confident I took that, so I want to take
Yeah.
it out and just compare. Is it like the exact same?
Yes, they look exactly the same, except... No, they would be exactly the same, actually. I'm thinking of something else later on.
Okay.
Yeah, they are exactly the same.
Very strange.
Is there some
So
sort
were
of
those-
secret subplot to kill us?
Or I don't know what this is.
Ugh. So, yes, there you go. You've killed some guys. Paste guy, he didn't have anything on him. I need your dad to come back so he can make a performance check. See how well he scares anybody that may stumble across. Yes, there are in your possession 2 golden goose tokens now, essentially, for lack of a better term. And this one came from some
I have
what can best be described as octopus cultists. The other one came from rich assholes that said something about "my God will avenge me." Oh, thank you, baby.
I've never had this many custom items.
Oh, okay. All right, but since I'm kind of burnt out and April's having hell with the kids, I think that's a good place to call it for the day that you guys just murdered a cultist.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go spend some time with her and wrangle shit and all that. Sorry it wasn't a longer session, guys. I'm just kind of fried.
No, that's alright.
It
Glad we
happens.
got to play.
Yeah.